Hello everyone. In this video, you will be learning how to multiply polynomials. Now in the previous videos, we have already learned how to add and subtract polynomials. So in this video, we'll be only watching how to multiply polynomials as multiplying polynomials have different dimensions like different kinds of questions, but the rule remains the same. Only if you concentrate on the basic rule of multiplying, how to multiply polynomials, you can do no matter however question, whatever question type is given to you to multiply the polynomials, you can do it. But to follow that, of course, you need to concentrate a bit. As you know, when you're studying something new, of course, you need to concentrate a bit more to get the first idea of what the lesson is about or what the concept is about. Now, first, let me start with what's important here. When it's very important when you're multiplying polynomials, it's to group the bases together. Now, base and exponents are nothing new to you. Already, you have taken a whole. There are two videos on exponents and bases. So I don't need to keep repeating what is a base and what is the exponent. Uh, so keeping that in mind, that you need to group the basis first. So let's see how do we multiply polynomials. Now, as you know, you have polynomials, the kinds of polynomials. We have monomials, we have binomials, we have trinomials. So we're going to multiply everything here. So starting with the easiest one, multiplying the monomials. Okay. So here we have 3x cubed multiplied by 6x squared. Now, what was the most important rule I told you when I started? You have to group the bases together. So which are the bases for these monomials? This is the base. The numbers are the bases. And these becomes the exponents, right? Now, when you're multiplying monomials, the easy thing is multiply the bases. That's 3 multiplied by 6 will give you an 18. And then multiply the monomials. Now, multiplying the monomials doesn't mean that you need to multiply 3 by 2. No, when we are multiplying exponents means we are adding the powers. That's all. Don't think multiplying exponents means that you need to multiply the power. No, you have to add the powers. So this is going to give you 3 plus, first let's group them. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the bases first. So the base is 3 multiplied by 6. And then I have the variable, the exponents. I have x to the power of 3 multiplied by x to the power of 2. So 3 multiplied by 6 will give me 18. Okay, so I write 18 first, and then x to the power of 3 multiplied by x to the power of 2 will give me x to the power of 5. Now, notice here, I have not multiplied the exponents. Never make the mistake of multiplying these exponents, just add them. That when they say multiply exponents means they mean add the powers. That's all. So group the numbers, that multiply the numbers together first, and then group the exponents, and then add the values of the power. That's how you multiply monomials. Let's look at another example. Tr squared t multiplied by 5t cubed. So what are you going to group here first? Always group the numbers first. So we have 2 multiplied by 5. So these are the two bases we have. So we're going to multiply the bases first, and then we have a t here and a t here. So t cubed multiplied by t. Here there is a t, that's this t, and this is t cubed. Now r square is only here. There is no r square here. So we leave r square alone. So let's move on. The next thing is 2 multiplied 5 will give you a 10, right? Then t to the power of 3 multiplied by t. That's there is no exponent, means here there is an exponent of 1. So what do you think is t to the power of 3 multiplied by t to the power of 1? As you're multiplying exponents, that means you're adding the powers. So that should give you a t to the power of 4. And then r square is alone, as we are not multiplying r square with anything. So this is how you multiply the monomials. Multiply the numbers, that's the bases first. Then group the exponents, that's t1 to t to the power of 1 multiplied by t to the power of 3. So you just add the exponents. 3 plus 1 is giving you 4, and then r squared. Isn't that easy? Let's move on to the next step. Next question. Okay, now when you look at it, it might be a bit like difficult, but it is not. All what you're going to do is you can see that there are two terms inside the parenthesis. 3x is one term, y is another term. So you are going to multiply each term inside the parenthesis with what's outside. Okay, so this is the number which is, this is the expression which is outside. This is the monomial which is outside. So we are going to multiply each with what's inside the parenthesis. So let's multiply 2x square y with 3x first. So this is how your equation, this is how your solution is going to look like. 2x square y multiplied by 3x, then minus sign. You're going to multiply again 2x square y with y. Okay, this is how your expression should be. Now first let's solve this. We are not going to do anything. We're just going to solve this one. All right. So here I just put the negative sign here because here it's negative. So here of course it should be negative. So we are going to multiply the same. Only I just moved the negative sign to the here. That's all. Fine. So let's multiply this. As you know, you have to multiply the bases first. So 3 2's will give you a 6. Then x square multiplied by x will give you x to the power of 3 because here there is 1. Multiplying means you are adding the exponents. And then there is y, here no y, so y is going to be y. Okay, so this is how the first part of your polynomial is going to look like. 6x cubed y. You just multiply 2 with 3, that's 6. X square multiplied by x will give you x cubed. Y will be y because there is no y here. This is the first part. Let's move on to this. Now, write the minus sign the same, as I don't want to confuse you at this stage, okay? Write minus the same. So here there is no number, right? Like this, there is no number. That means it's going to be a 1. Now, negative 2 multiplied by 1 will give you a negative 2, right? Always multiply the base first. Then x squared, there is no nothing here. There is nothing. So write x squared the same. Then y multiplied by y. Now there no exponent means it's going to be 1 as exponent here and 1 as exponent here. So y multiplied by y, that's 1 plus 1 will give us a y squared. So your answer for multiplying this polynomial with a monomial is this. It's easy, a bit you need time to understand just to do. You can do practice it slowly. Just take 5 questions out from anywhere. Just give some time and practice. Definitely you will become perfect when you start practicing. Okay, now let me show you again how do you multiply a polynomial by a monomial. The rule stays the same, it's as the previous one. So all what you're going to do is multiply 5r square s square with r first, and then 5r square s square with 3s. So they are the 2 steps you need to follow. As you know, multiplying polynomials is easy for you. So first 5r square s square multiply with the first term and then multiply with the second term. So let's multiply this. There is no number here. That's going to be 5. So it's going to be 5. You can do this mentally too. So the answer for this is going to be 5r cube s square. For this part, it's going to be 5r cube s square. And for this part, it's going to be negative 15r square s cube. Okay, now it's totally, you can solve this all mentally, but let me show you. See, as I told you, it's 5r cube. How did we get 5r cube? 5 multiplied by 1 is 5, right? Then r square, and there is a r here which has the exponent of 1. So as we are multiplying the exponents, but we just add them, we don't multiply. So 2 plus 1 will give us a 3. Now s square, there is no s inside, so s square remains the same. Moving to the next one, we are multiplying negative 5 with 3, so that will give us a negative 15. Then r squared, there is no r squared, so write the same r squared. Then we have s squared, but we have an s, which has an exponent of 1. So s squared multiplied by s will give us s cubed. So this is the answer for this question. Isn't it easy? It is easy. It's very easy, but as I always said, it needs practice. Okay, now let's check some more questions as to how you can solve them. Okay, let's start with this question here. Now, this is a very easy question compared to what we already saw. So you're just going to multiply only the bases first. So that's going to be 2 multiplied by 17. If you want, you can write it down, 2 multiplied by 7 first. And then you will multiply x squared multiplied by x to the power of 4. So this is what you're going to be solving. So 2 sevens will give you a 14. And x squared multiplied by x to the power of 4 will give you x to the power of 6, because you're just going to add 2 with 4. 2 plus 4 will give you 6. That's all. Moving to this question. So the first thing, group the bases and then the exponents. So when you group the bases, it's going to be -5 multiplied by 4. And what's next? We have m here. That's the power of 1, right? Multiplied by m square. And the next one is n multiplied by n to the power of 2. Okay, now let's solve this. -5 multiplied by 4 will give you a -20. Then m multiplied by m square is going to give you an m cube, because 1 plus 2 is 3. Then n cube multiplied by n square, that's going to give you n to the power of 5, because 3 plus 2 is 5. That's how super easy is to solve multiply monomials with each other. Okay, let's go to next example. Now, do not panic when you see such questions. They're easy, only that you need to solve them step by step. So let's solve these two parentheses first. Let's solve them first. So I'm going to multiply 6rs square with s cubed t square. Okay, now there is no base here. So if there is no base or number, that means it's always a 1. So let's group the numbers first. 6 multiplied by 1. And then we have r, but we have no r here. So leave the r alone. Then we have s, that's 2 here. And then multiplied by s to the power of 3, that's a cube. And then t, there is no t here, but we have a t here. So we have to write it. 6 multiplied by 1 will give you a 6. And nothing to do with r, so r stays the same. S to the power of 5 and t to the power of 2. Now this, just we have solved the first two we have multiplied the first two monomials. Now we are going to multiply this with the last one, the one inside the parenthesis. So that's going to be half r to the power of 4 and t to the power of 3. Now, as always, group the numbers first. So 6 multiplied by half, and then we have r, and also we have r to the power of 4, r here, r to the power of 4. Then we have s to the power of 5. There is no s in this parenthesis, so it's s alone. And then t square, and we have t to the power of 3. So this is going to be half multiplied by 6 will give us 3. Then r, that's going to be 5 because it's 1 here, then plus 4 will give us 5. S to the power of 5 also, and t is also going to be to the power of 5 as we're going to add the exponents. So this is the answer. Wasn't that quite easy? As I said, do the first two and then from that answer multiply again. So you will get the answer like this. Okay, now let's do this. Now without all these steps, also you can do it mentally, like just directly multiply them. You are going to get -3 multiplied by -7 will give you 21. Then we have x4 and x3 here, so that's going to be x to the power of 7, and y here 2, and here 1, so that's going to be cube. This is your answer. Now even if you do with all these steps, the answer you're going to get is the same. So prove this first, -3 with -7, and then we have x4 multiplied by x to the power of 3, that's cube, and then y squared multiplied by y. So -3 multiplied by -7 will give us a positive 21. Then x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 3 is going to give you x to the power of 7. Y is going to give us cube. See, Even if you do it this way or you do it mentally, you're going to get the same answer. But these are the steps. Okay, these are the, if you're not sure or if you want to practice, you want to do the steps, please go ahead and do, no problem. You will learn more. But at once directly also we can do that. It's not a big issue at all. Okay, now these kinds of questions, all you need to do is just multiply each term with the number which is outside. It's a very easy question. So 4 multiplied by 4x squared will give you 4x squared. Then 4 multiplied by 2x will give you 8x. And then 4 multiplied by 1 will give you a 4. If you want to do step by step, this is the way. In the first parenthesis, 4 multiplied by x squared. Then in the next one, 4 multiplied by 2x. And in the next one, you have 4 multiplied by 1. This will give you 4x squared. Then this will give you a plus 8x. But I forgot to put the plus sign. So this is going to give you an 8x plus 4. We did it directly. These are the steps. That's all. Okay, now, as I told you, whichever terms are inside the parentheses, we need to multiply them one by one. So first you will multiply this with this, and then you will multiply this with this. So let me write it down so that it will be clear as to what you have to do. But if you can do it directly and mentally, it's easier. So first I'm going to multiply 2a cubed b with 3a squared b, and then I'm going to multiply 2a cubed b, that's the same one, with plus ab squared. That's all I'm going to do. So now you know what you have to do. Multiply the base first. So that's going to give us a 6. And then we have an a here and here. So 3 plus 2 will give us 5. And then I have a b here. So 1 will give me a b squared. With the plus sign, here I have, sorry, this is going to be multiply, not plus. This is going to be multiply. So this is 2. Okay, there is no base here. That means it's a 1. So 2 multiplied by 1 is going to give me a 2. And then a to the power of 3, a cube. And here there is 1. So that's going to give you a to the power of 4. And then there is a b here. That means it's 1 plus 2 will give me a 3. So this is the answer. All right. Now, if you want to practice, you can pause the video here for a while and then practice on this question. Else, you can do it along with the video. Okay. So minus 3x multiplied by x squared. So you need to multiply each term with what's inside. Okay. So let's write it down. Now, if you can do it mentally, it's okay. But to make it more clear for you, I'm just writing it down this way. Okay. So it's going to be minus 3x multiplied by minus 4x, and then minus 3x multiplied by 6. Okay, so minus 3 multiplied by x squared. So you know there is no number here, means it's going to be a 1. So that's going to give you a minus 3x cubed. Then minus 3 multiplied by minus 4 will give you a positive 12x. Then minus 3 multiplied by 6 will give you a minus, this is going to be squared because there are two x's. So the other one is going to be negative 18x. This is going to be your answer. As easy as that. So now all what you need to do is you need to practice. Take some questions, try to practice them by yourself. Definitely you will learn much better rather than listening to an explanation. You will understand much better when you start doing it. So hopefully you've understood this lesson. Till we meet again in the next video, try to do some questions for yourself.